Namaste students. Today we are going to start the third part of our chapter 2, the tsunami. Before the giant waves slammed into the coast in India and Sri Lanka, wild and domestic animals seemed to know what was about to happen. They fled to safety. According to eyewitness accounts, elephants screamed and ran for higher ground. Dogs refused to go outdoors. Flamingos abandoned their low-lying breeding areas and zoo animals rushed into their shelters and could not be enticed to come back out. Many people believe that animals possess a sixth sense and know when the earth is going to shake. Some experts believe that animals' more acute hearing helps them to hear or feel the earth's vibration. They can sense an approaching disaster long before humans realize what's going on. We cannot be sure whether animals have a sixth sense or not. Here, students, we have started the third part of the chapter, the tsunami. Before we have gone through the stories, different stories, the courageous stories. In this part tells us about the sixth sense of animals. Before the giant waves slammed into the coast in India and Sri Lanka, wild and domestic animals seems to know what was about to happen. As it is said that animals have a sixth sense, so when there was tsunami to come, animals seem to know that something would happen wrong. They fled into safety. According to eyewitness accounts, all elephants screamed and ran for higher grounds to save their lives. Dogs refuses to go out, and the flamingo birds abandoned their low-laying. They left their low-laying breeding areas. And even zoo animals rushed into their shelters and could not be enticed to come back out. They all ran to save their lives. Many people believe that animal possesses a sixth sense and know when the earth is going to shake. So many people says they believe that animal have sixth sense and they can sense when earth is going to shake. They get the symptoms, they get the waves that something is going wrong and now earth is going to shake. So animals rush to save their lives. Some experts believe that animals' more acute hearing helps them to hear or feel the earth's vibration. Because of this sixth sense, animals are able to hear or feel the earth vibration. They can sense an approaching disaster long before humans realize what's going on. Even some people believe that animals can sense the coming disaster long time before only when human realize what's going on. We cannot be sure, but still people say that we cannot be sure whether animals have a sixth sense or not. But the fact is that the giant waves that rolled through the Indian Ocean killed more than 150,000 people in dozen countries. This was the result of tsunami. More than 150,000 people were killed, but not many animals. Comparatively, not many animals have been reported dead. Along India's Cuddler coast, where thousands of people perished, buffaloes, goats, and dogs were found unharmed. All these animals were safe. The Yala National Park in Sri Lanka is home to a variety of animals, including elephants, leopard, and 130 species of birds. So these lines says that people were killed more than 150,000, but comparatively animals were not killed. Why? Because as these lines say, tells us that animals have sixth sense. They can sense what disaster is to come. That's why they save their lives. They rush to save their lives, and that's why animals were not killed due to this tsunami. And the Yala National Park in Sri Lanka home variety of animals including elephant, leopards, and 130 species of birds. 60 visitors were washed away from the Patanangala beach inside the park. But still comparatively animals were safe. Did you know that very few animals actually died in the tsunami because of their sixth sense? No animals' carcasses were found except for two water buffaloes. About an hour before the tsunami hit, people at Yala National Park had observed three elephants running away from the Patanangala beach. So there were no animal carcasses. Animal carcasses means the dead body of animals. It was not found anywhere. Only two water buffaloes were there, and about an hour before the tsunami hit, people at Yala National Park had observed three elephants running away from Patanangala beach. A Sri Lankan gentleman, one of the Sri Lankan gentlemen who lives on the coast near Gali, said his two dogs would not go. His two dogs would not go for their daily run on the beach. The Sri Lankan gentleman who lives near the coast near Galle said that his two dogs would not go for their daily run on the beach. Why? Because they have sense and they know that something will go wrong. They were usually excited to go on this outing. Now they were excited to go on this outing, he said, but on that day they refuses to go and most probably save their lives. So one gentleman's two dogs who were very excited for outing, but that day when disaster was to come, this tsunami was to come, they refused to go out, and because of this they saved their lives. So these lines, this third part says that some people believe that animal possesses a sixth sense. Tsunami killed more than 1,50,000 people, but only a few animals died. In Yala National Park, Sri Lanka, 60 visitors were washed away, but only 2 animals died. In the same park, people had observed 3 elephants run away from the beach an hour before the tsunami hit. A man on the coast near Galle in Sri Lanka had 2 dogs. One that fatal day of tsunami, they refused to go to the beach with their master. So the master too stayed back. Thus the dog saved his life too. So students, this was the chapter, the tsunami. We have gone through the stories, and the first story was of unfortunate Lignatius who lost his life and family. Brave Sanjeev who lost his life for saving somebody's life. Fortunate Meghna, then tragedy of Almas, and then intelligent Tilly and the bad signs that intelligent Tilly gave. And the last story is that animal have the sixth sense. So here we end to the chapter, the tsunami. We will meet in our next video. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.